Energy. Hi guys, welcome back to Bit of R&R. I'm Ruby Rose.
And I'm Rhys Reviews, and this is the podcast we take some time out to focus on ourselves and talk about what makes us happy.
Today we're talking about our friendship because when you're watching this, it's actually our 2-year friendship anniversary. And we're going to be talking about our friendship, navigating friends in your 20s, and we're going to play a few games, so stay tuned. What have you been up to since I last saw you? Which is, I don't know when.
It's been quite a while, actually. It's been,
Yeah.
2 weeks?
Yeah.
2 weeks?
It has.
Yeah,
We only ever see each other when we film the pod.
That's not totally true. We do see each other sometimes.
Occasionally.
Yeah. If we're
in the Pulse's toilets after, like,
oh,
I didn't know you were out. No, we're completely different answers then. But
no, I've been really busy actually. I've been booked at a lot of events.
Booked and blessed.
It's booked and blessed and highly favoured. But yeah, I've been at quite a few events. I judged Eclipse Got Talent.
I did see.
For me, it was the first time judging. Mm-hmm. It was a really fun experience. Like we talked about judging in, I can't remember which episode.
We did.
It's always really stressful, but it was just it was fun. It was really like relaxed and fun, and like, you know, we all had a good time.
Yeah.
And it was a musical week.
It was.
Hence why I think I was invited. Mm-hmm. And our good friend Glass won that week.
Did they?
And they were so good. They did really, really well.
What did they do?
What did they do? They did Waving Through the Window.
Oh my god.
Waving Through a Window. Waving through a window from Dear Evan Hansen. And they did Dancing Through Life from Wicked, yes. Which I almost sang for an audition once.
Did you?
And then the night before I was like, I do not sound good. Let's do something else. And I did. Have you seen Spamalot?
No.
The Monty Python one. There's a song there called All Alone, and the whole like joke is that he's singing about being alone while there's like all these dancers and all these people next to him, which is great live. When it's just one person in a room doing an audition, the joke is kind of lost. Yeah, because you are literally saying I'm alone, and you're like, yes, I am.
You're
actually.
Like, no, I actually am, but I know you don't mean that in the show.
But yeah, so that was really good. I really enjoyed that. The Glass was so good, and obviously musical theatre was their thing, so it kind of was their week to win. And also, I presented my first award, which was really exciting.
That was so fun
at the Wonderful Porters.
Yes, one of our
obviously, yes. So we've been to the musical theatre night a few times.
Yes.
So I was invited to present an award at Get the Chance, which is the organisation I started reviews with. I would do an award to celebrate sort of community impact and helping the community, same thing, but fine.
Yeah.
So I was picked to present Disabled Creative.
Nice.
Which is actually a funny story. Before the show, I was outside, and the guys organised was like, "Oh, can you just like stand by the door and like, because it is quite hard to find."
Well, compared to where it was last time, it's kind of tucked away now behind Debenhams.
It's like, if you see anyone looking lost, can you like direct them this way? I was like, yeah, it's no problem. You know, I like to chat to everyone.
Yeah, and you were early, wasn't you?
Yes. Yeah. I mean,
well,
for me, I was a standard time, but everyone else
was late.
I
was not there, guys. So I was not me
Ruby's
being
still
late.
Trying to turn up 3 weeks later. But so I stood on the door, and I think I became a part-time bouncer. I had greeted every person in the bar.
Oh my god!
Just random people walking past,
and
who I thought I was like, "Hi, you coming in?" And they were like, "No." It's like, "Okay, bye."
I mean, to be fair, you could have got people in the bar. I weren't even there.
Well, I think I did, because there was one person who was like, "Oh, I'm looking for my friends. They're either in there or in there." I was like, "Well, go inside, and if they're not there, then
was it in the main bit where musical Jane Clementi is?"
Yes, yeah. So that's the I would say that's the side bit. And a lady came up to me and was like, "Oh, have you seen this lady in a wheelchair?" And I was like, "No, I've not seen a lady in a wheelchair." So I was like, "No." And she was like, "Oh, she must have not got here yet." So she called her friend and put her phone down on like the little planters, they're opposite, and started signing to her friend over the phone. And I was like,
no
"This is amazing."
Wait, what?
So like FaceTimed her.
Oh, she FaceTimed. I was going to say,
FaceTimed her and was signing to her.
That's amazing.
And then when they arrived, this lady like translated the whole show to her friend.
Stop it right now.
Which was like, I was just like, oh. They did a special mystery award for kind of like outstanding contribution.
Yeah.
And there was a wonderful theatre company who kind of, from what I learned from their talk, works with every type of child, no matter background, ability. And as I said, they were signing when lady was in a wheelchair. Like, it was clearly a very inclusive, and it just seemed instantly. I was like, that seems like a group that you want to be a part of.
Of course, really rewarding.
But even just like that, being in it, like being in their group, and be like, I imagine everyone just feels so welcome
organisations like that,
supported. They kind of don't get the recognition. They don't get as
and the funding
seen.
as well.
Yeah. But no, it was really good to be at the award.
Yeah.
But after that, then, well, I literally ran across town.
You did.
To meet you.
You did.
Because then we went to an event together.
We did. We went to see Technicolor Choir performing in
St Andrew's Church.
I never remember the name. I just call it
the
Cardiff Theatre Cafe.
It is. Well, yes, I think it technically is Cardiff Theatre Cafe.
Yeah, but if you don't know it for that, then St Andrew's Church, you would.
For those who don't know, what is Technicolor?
Technicolor is a choir where they mix musical theatre with like pop music. I used to be in the choir.
Yes,
about a year and a half ago. So I have connections with people there, and I was like, oh my god, like I've never invited Rhys to an event, so about time it's my turn.
So the whole event, the mixtape collection,
mixtape. They have like different themes every gig,
and it was supposed to be like
80s and 90s. Yeah.
So I actually found a new game that I love while we were at the event.
Do you know what? This is going on Carousel.
This is. We do have the
I think
picture.
I still have it. Yeah, I sent it to you on Snapchat. I think I've still saved it. And it's of Rhys playing this little. Oh my god! I have to get a picture and put it on the screen.
The old-fashioned games we had to like push the. Like I've seen versions where you got like push a hoop over a thing.
Yeah, and it's like in gel. It's like a really little game.
You had to push was it squares? No, they were all triangles. Yeah, you had to make them all line up.
You had to make it into
like a big pyramid.
Yeah. Honestly, Rhys was sat there like
I would say probably an hour in total.
Oh, like off and on. He'd get a drink, he'd come back, play more. I'm just living right. This is before the choir started. Yeah. This was all in like the pre-bit of it. I was just like, his face right now. I've got videos of it. It's hilarious.
I just wanted to win, and I never did.
No.
I got one brick away, and I had the brick in the wrong place, but I could never line it up perfectly.
I just love that. Started his night really serious, hosting an
award, giving out an award.
Basically, part-time bouncer. Ended middle of the night, playing a game for an hour, and then we ended the night
partying. Just going back to Technicolor, though, what I thought was really interesting, but they were all stood in a big circle, and there was like different people singing for different combinations of the choir. Because I imagine you have a few, I don't know, like
6, like different. What would they normally be called? Like you would have like alto. Like those things are called specific things,
like voice groups or whatever.
Yeah, but we have like T1s to T6. So T1s are like basically opera, and then T6 is like deeper, and then the majority of people in there are men.
Because it is also a very inclusive group.
Oh yeah.
So I imagine that helps with kind of because obviously the normal thing that we're taught in school is sopranos, altos, women.
That's it. Yeah.
Tenors, basses, men, but
this is very like
anyone can be if they can sing it, they can do it. All
different walks of life, all different ages. Like I think the youngest was like, God, I don't even know, like 18, 19, 20.
Yeah.
Like the oldest is like in their 70s, and I'm like,
oh, you're born the same year as them then.
I know, it's fucking nuts.
Huh?
That's what I got up to, and then the rest was clubbing. The last 2 weeks.
That's you.
Yes. Rhys is like, let me get my diary.
Get my calendar out.
Honestly, he's got so many things he goes to.
I almost forgot. I went to the Wales's only comedy short film festival.
You did. I saw you on Instagram.
In Mad Dog Brewery.
Yes. Is that the one opposite the castle?
Yes.
On the corner?
Yeah, lovely venue. You've never been in there?
I've never been in there, but I've always wanted to.
It's quite nice. It's very lovely.
Yeah.
And it's hosted by our friend, Jose Fortuna, the Cowboys comedy guy.
Nice.
So this is Wales's only comedy short film festival. So again, went on my own. I think I wore a funny shirt. I wore my Mr. Tumble shirt for that one.
I did see a picture. Yeah.
There was a camera pointed at me multiple times. The pictures didn't make the cut.
Oh.
I want to say it's because the shirt was too distracting.
Yeah.
But
it wasn't your face.
No, it wasn't this the whole way through. But what happened? I'm trying to think of. Oh yeah, so I didn't know what to expect because I've never been to like a film festival.
Yeah.
So basically, Jose introduced it and kind of talked about because it was the final we've seen. So he was talking about the journey to get to the final, and then showed a series of like short comedy films from
nice.
kind of all over the world. but obviously it's the only one in Wales that does this.
Mm-hmm.
Some really fab short films. Like I
How
think
many did you see?
it must have been about 12, 11, 12.
Nice.
But they're only like 10 minutes max. But they were really, really good. There was one that had was Bradley Walsh son.
Yes, because they got this show together, haven't they? Bradley Walsh.
What's his?
I don't know what his name is, but
No, but he was in one,
Yeah.
and the lady from Benidorm. You know, if you watch
Oh,
Benidorm,
yeah.
The Garveys,
Yeah.
the original family that were in
Uh-huh,
there,
uh-huh.
their wife was in
Yeah,
one,
I know her.
which was really good,
To go
and it
to
was just really
one.
fun. And like it was just like movie one,
Mm.
movie two, done. So
Was
like,
it on a big screen?
yeah, it was on.
Yeah,
It
I
was
think I saw a
projected.
picture. We'll have to put it up. But
Yeah, so that was really fun. And then the chaos of Mother's Day. I mentioned before, my mum obviously runs a cake business.
she does indeed.
And it was one of the busiest booking we've ever had.
Like ever. Because I know at Christmas time you're always like slammed with
Yeah.
bookings and like Valentine's Day and
I would
Halloween.
say this was the busiest we've ever had.
Oh my
We
God.
had on Saturday, we had just under 700 cupcakes go out.
Okay,
Which is
right.
insane.
That is insane. Which obviously very grateful. I know you're obviously
you
not
know, and
in any way. I love how I'm like. I know you're not being, but it's hard work.
Well,
and
you know,
help your mum
me
a
and
lot.
mum obviously were working together, and my sister helped as well. But like making, decorating, boxing, delivering, physically delivering,
I will
and
literally come up and make boxes.
driving them over.
Yeah, that's a lot.
It was pandemonium, and we didn't stop until 10:30. The day before Mother's Day.
Mm-hmm.
So, in fact, I didn't actually get my mum a card for Valentine's Day because I was going to get it on Saturday.
He didn't get his card.
But we did.
Wait. Rhys didn't get his mum a Valentine's Day card.
Is that what I just said? Great, love that for me.
Such a blooper. No, I'm so glad.
Yeah. But yeah, so we didn't finish till about 10:30.
Yeah.
We were out delivering at like 10 o'clock. So 10:30,
Wow.
we had food, went to bed, woke up. I was like,
started again.
Happy Mother's Day, Mum. Well, it was all, because our Mother's Day is only the Sunday. Loads of people ordered the day before, so they were ready.
Okay, yeah, of course.
Which is wonderful forthinking, but for us, it just makes a big list of people for one day.
Yeah, that's true.
So we got Easter coming up.
But
Easter will be easier because it's 3 days. So rather than having everyone on one day, we can split it because you got Good Friday, Easter Saturday,
of course,
and Easter
Sunday. It's Easter weekend, isn't it? Yeah.
People might want them on Good Friday because it's the last day of school or their group or something, or they might want them on Sunday, so they'll get them on Saturday or whatever. But yeah, Mother's Day was hectic. I mean, lovely Chinese.
Love a Chinese.
What did you do for Mother's Day?
I actually made my mum a Mother's Day card. Like I made
it.
Yeah, I literally sat in my room and I was like, I need cards and I don't have any, so I got my scrapbook out. I cut a piece of card out of my scrapbook and I had loads of pictures of her, so I just printed them on, drew like her favourite flowers and the colours she liked, and wrote a nice message. She was like, Rue, I actually much prefer that, because at least if you buy one, obviously I'm not saying there's less thought into buying one, but it's like kind of like what you're meant to do.
Yeah.
And she's like, well, you didn't have to make me one. I was like, well, I did because I forgot to buy you one.
It's the last minute.
It's the last one, and then I made some cupcakes and cooked this spag bowl. So
I think bring back homemade cards.
Yeah.
Do you know what? I think I think that's a thing. I think
of everything, because it's such a waste of paper. I think how much paper gets wasted in.
Yeah,
card
and I
factory.
just think we gotta let's make them. Let's bring back the whole like.
Yeah, you do it. You would do it to your kids or like with your grandkids
in school. Sticking things on the front of cards.
I literally was gluing it. Like I felt. Like
I think my year 7s would love it. For my year 11s would probably love it as well.
Yeah.
But that's really nice.
Yeah, so it was chill. We were
we
meant
both
to go
made
out.
Cupcakes then.
We did, because I did see, and I was like, I'm not posting mine, because then nothing like. Did you decorated them?
Yeah,
you put on there,
we had about 3 or 4 batches when
Mhm.
Mum had to deliver, and she left me. And I was like, I'm gonna have a go.
Mm.
And do you know what?
They
weren't bad.
They weren't bad.
Like, I know hers were obviously better. She's got years of experience and obviously natural talent. But I was like, ooh.
Oh my God, can we? I need to come round and like do a baking session and like pipe, and then ask your mum to like really teach me.
For some reason, and I don't know why this happened, my mum is offering people to come round to make cake.
When?
On Mother's Day. Well, no, just like on Mother's Day, some lady came in.
She like, I do services.
Yeah.
I teach.
She was like, I was like, oh, you offer master classes now? She was like, oh, I'm not a master, but they could be a class. But so some lady came round who was buying Mother's Day cupcakes, and they were just chatting to my mum, and my mum was like, "Oh, you know, like on the stage was like, oh, I make cakes as well." She said, "I struggle a bit. She's got a bit of a difficult home life." But obviously I won't go into detail about it. But my mum was like, "Well, this lady was like, I want to make my son a cake, but I don't want it to be bad because then I've not got a cake." So my mum's like, "Look, if you make the cake, bring it over. I've got all the stuff. I've got all the,
So
equipment."
she's going to do like the decorating?
Yeah, and she was like, "Oh, I'll help you do it." She said, it saves you having to buy all the stuff for one cake. I'll show you how to use the nozzle. I've got all the stuff. So if
I'm
you
not
want..."
joking, your mum can actually do
So
massive...
she's offered this lady to come over. I was like, "Oh yeah, cool." And she said to this other lady then, apparently she's coming over to help decorate a cake.
Oh my god!
And I was like, "All
What
right,
is
cool."
this?
So what?
What is it?
No, all different dates. She's just like, "When you want."
Okay, I think we should actually do one
We should do one
for the episode. Obviously, not get your mum in here, but like, I don't
We
know.
should
I can
have-
pipe, but I want to be able
We
to.
should do a
Yeah.
cake off.
Mm.
We should both have our own cakes and decorate them, and then
Okay,
we should
so-
get Mama Joe as a judge.
Can your mum make the cake?
Yeah, they'll be prepared for us.
What, just like a base of one cake?
Yeah, so just like
like a one tier.
sponge. Yeah.
one tier.
And then
each.
just go. Here's the sweets.
And
Here's
then
the piping.
what we can do is put them in front of your mum, and your mum has to guess which one's been made by which one.
Blind test.
Basically, bake off.
We could do a bake
A
off.
bit of R&R does
A
bake
bit
off.
of R and I'm trying
A
to
bit
think
of
of a
R
pun.
and bake.
A bake of R&R.
A bake. Oh, don't quit the day job. Talking about day jobs, I got a new job.
Oh yes,
We're not going to disclose,
congratulations.
but yeah, that's one thing I did actually since filming is I had an interview.
Yes, and
and
got
got
the
offered
job.
the job.
Please help me. I am under distress. So obviously, you mentioned your sort of birthday celebration, which was the last video. How did you enjoy your birthday celebration? Did you have a good time? What did you enjoy? What did you not enjoy?
So I hated every second.
Fair.
Especially getting the alarm clock. No, I actually really loved it. I thought watching it back anyway, because it's kind of weird. I want to watch it back, the episode, but then I'm like, do I want to hear myself? I really thoroughly enjoyed it. It probably is my favourite episode.
I think it is my favourite episode too.
You
Yeah,
agree
yeah.
with that, yeah. I just love the flow of it. It was really funny, starting off with the failed confetti, which was...
yeah, I'm gonna write a letter to Poundland.
No, sorry.
I want all my £1 back.
I love how you went to Poundland for that, but you went to Tesco for my Toblerone.
No.
That just says...
I didn't say that.
No, but that's a compliment.
The Toblerone was from Poundland as well.
Oh. Hang on, I've been thinking you spent £6 on that.
I did, yeah. Well, 6 of them at
£6
5 before you arrived.
I
Nice.
loved it,
It was a very fun episode to film as well.
It was. I got a little drunk. Because we actually ended up in town after that, didn't we?
We did. We
To
went
be
straight
fair,
out.
this is our 6th episode we're filming. Did you hear that? My stomach just rumbled. 2 of them have been done when we've not gone out.
Yes.
That is this one when we're not going out. And we're not even drinking. Give a round of applause for Rhys Reviews.
So obviously that was like a whole day sort of celebrating you for your birthday.
And it was beautiful. And doing it at Ned's.
It was lovely, the lovely Ned's bar.
God,
wonderful management. But also we talked about some of our favourite memories together, which brings us really nicely on to the fact that today's episode is all about friendship.
Yeah.
Because we are approaching, as you said in our intro, 2 years of meeting each other.
I feel like I've known you all my life, to be honest. It's really hard to believe it's only been 2 years.
Yeah.
But also 2 years feels like a long time.
Yeah.
Crazy.
We mentioned in the last video how, we've kind of talked pretty much every day since meeting.
Yeah.
So with that in mind, why am I such an amazing person? No. I think, especially as like adults, it's really hard to kind of form friendships. Because
tell me that twice. It is, isn't it?
As adults, I think it's really hard to form friendship. Because I think, like, even the word...
I knew you were going to do that.
Even the words friends sounds very childish.
It does. Cause
I find it's like something that you do when you're little. You make your friends when you're little. Oh, you and your friends. Yeah. And then you just kind of do... So I find the word friend really childish. And I feel like... I think it was on a TV show, and there was a guy looking for a book on how to make friends. And there was all like... I think it's Big Bang Theory, actually. And there was all like kids' animated books. And it's like, well... Adults would need that too, because outside the world of work, like how do you create new friendships? How do you manage that when you're busy? Like when you're a child, your friend is the person you see every day because you're in school. As an adult, you see them once a week, once a
That's
month.
one. That's so true. That's one thing I found really hard from
Yeah.
transitioning from school to adult life was, oh my god, I'm not going to see you every day. That's so like it was really hard for me to think like, how am I not going to see you every day when
Yeah.
it's so normal? And then a year goes by and I'm like, I saw you twice a year. Like I
Yeah.
saw you twice this year. Like
And you're still one of my closest friends,
closest
or
friends. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah.
But
Navigating friends, finding friends in your 20s, or not even just your 20s, just being
as
an
an adult,
adult.
yeah,
But I mean,
it's
we're in our
really,
20s,
yeah.
so
Well, one of us is.
I can't wait to say my actual age without
My
having a
my
joke.
mum said something the other day and was like, "Oh, and you know, she's just something like she's the same age as Ruby's, and you know, Ruby, and you know, being in your 30s, it must be really."
Your mum said
And I was
that.
like, "My Ruby's not actually 30."
I think she knows my age. She does know my
I
age.
I think she thinks you're like closer to 30 than you actually are.
Does she?
Your adulthood, how do you kind of make friends? How do you form connections?
So jobs when I was a
Mhm.
bit younger, like early adulthood, um, clubbing,
Mhm.
and now I go to knitting classes because I'm so old.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Knitting
Yeah,
that over
yeah,
60s.
yeah,
Yeah.
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 But no, I clubbing is the majority of where I found like the
Yeah. Where you
majority
find
of my
people.
friends, which is actually really funny. Because if you said that to me when I was younger, how do you make friends when you can't hear each other speak?
Yeah.
Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean? But I just spend the entire time in the smoking area.
Just chatting. Just
Yeah, just
absolutely
chatting
yapping.
absolute garbage.
Yeah.
How I have such like lovely, beautiful friendships
Yeah.
from that.
And
So
it's really
thanks,
interesting the
girls.
people you meet as well.
Yeah.
You know, we talked about this before, the small worldness, but also like you just meet random people. You're like, we get along well. Let's have a dance. Let's.
Yeah.
Oh, we're friends now.
Yeah, I was speaking to when we last went out. Actually, after the
Your
last
birthday, yeah.
episode, we filmed. We went out and we had so much that lovely woman saying how much she loved that we were like such TikTokers and she thought we
Yes,
were
yeah.
TikTokers and then we said she was like, oh, your dynamic's amazing, and she was just so lovely. Just before we met her, we were talking to this guy and a girl and she was just like, oh, I have to be on Instagram. Probably never see her again, but
No,
I love that.
but even like the ones who kind of stick around and
Yeah.
stay, like you do form your friendships.
Mhm.
You do form genuine friendships with people through clubbing. I do find if you do meet people in clubbing now, that does kind of pigeonhole what the sort of stuff you do together.
Yeah.
For the majority, like
Mhm.
there's loads of people I'm like, oh, I know this person, this person.
Mhm.
However, I only really see them out drinking.
Yeah.
Um,
I guess we were like that though.
well, yeah, for quite a while.
Mhm. I feel
But
like this podcast definitely made us closer as
yes,
friends
totally.
without actually going out and clubbing.
Well, we obviously we learned a lot about each other
Yeah.
through our stories
Yeah.
and sharing information. But like, I kind of wish there was events to kind of make friends. I think the Queer Emporium did like a speed friendship in
Mm.
before. Well, that was really fun.
That's
Like,
really different instead of speed dating.
yeah, just like you just chatting to people and you know,
like it's kind of like networking.
yeah,
But like even for like Rhys Reviews, you could go to like and like my socials, you go to events and just kind of like network and just be like, what do you do?
yeah,
And then you can meet somebody. So I guess there is things you can do without actually getting drunk
yes, yeah.
and
So
going
there's
clubbing and
so
spending loads
many
of money.
things.
But
Yeah,
you know,
it
we're
just
quite sociable people.
yeah. To be fair, we chat to everyone. Unless we were talking about the Porters thing. I don't know if I wasn't so extroverted, would I have been able to chat to everyone? No.
I was. What were you like when you were younger? Like 10 years ago, would you have done that?
I don't think I would have done that.
No.
I don't think I would have chatted. I was quite confident and quite like
I've
extroverted
always
anyway.
yeah.
But I don't know if I would have done like a stand on the door and talk to
Mm,
strangers. Like if it's
mm.
people I know, you can't get me to shut up.
No. Oh my god, I
But
talk for
if it's
Britain.
new people, I do tend to like shut down a bit.
Yeah.
But I think what's good about doing it on the door was like, okay, you'd see a group of 6, but you're not in a big room with people you don't know. You know, there's 6 people you don't know.
Mm-hmm. I think it comes with age though as well.
Yeah.
I was speaking to my mum and I said like, I think I mentioned it to you about like doing like public speaking. I said I could go into a school and probably speak in front of 1,000 kids, like students, but put me in a classroom and absolutely not.
Yeah.
And now I'm older, I feel like I'm way more confident to like speak. I mean, put alcohol in me, I'll speak 21. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like, just doing that whole network thing and just going up to somebody and being like, "Hi, like, nice to meet you. Like, I'm Ruby. I do this X, Y." I would never have done that 10 years ago.
But then also, I think there is also a level of kind of being authentic.
Yeah.
In that you could be a socialite and you can do all the networking, but if you're not being yourself, people aren't gonna
They're not gonna
gravitate to
gel.
you.
Absolutely not.
So you're gonna get the likes of people who go, "Oh yeah, that's cool," like chatting away, and then at the end of the night, done. Whereas if you're kind of yourself or you bring your personality to it, because you could make networking really formal and really like, yes, I am this person. you do
Which,
that.
oh.
Oh, that's great. We should work together.
Mm-hmm.
I just think, yeah, it's good for business, but it's not good for building friendships and connections.
Yeah, 100% agree. I've met so many people in the last 10 years of just going out, even just clubbing, if you could say that's a kind of form of networking, and just being like, they would only be like that when they're drunk.
Yeah.
So then I naturally would never like stay in contact with them just because my personality doesn't align with theirs, and there's nothing wrong with that.
And it's also really interesting that you do have that personality shift after you've had a drink. Not that you become someone different, but you are
a lot more confident. I think a lot of people use it as a bit of a crutch.
And then meet people through drinking. Then you have to have a moment where you kind of meet them again as they are without the alcohol in them.
Oh, I like.
You have to have a moment where you're like, right.
Do you remember that like actual moment of like when you've met somebody? I guess we had it.
Well, I was going to say we must have had it.
We had it when I first came to Ned's.
Yeah.
And that's the first time I came to, and it was just like, hi, like it was like I saw you yesterday.
Yeah.
It was kind of like we've always been friends. That's when you really know you've met somebody though, like for your long, like just be friends for like in your adult life for a long period of time.
And I'm glad you brought that up because I think we've got a few games to play to see how great friends we actually are, how much we know about each other. Now, before we start the games, I want to preface this by saying we may not get all the answers correct because we are, we're really good friends. We don't know everything about each other. We don't know all the details, all the, ins and outs of everything.
Yeah.
So we might get some questions wrong. That doesn't mean you're a bad friend or I'm a bad friend.
Absolutely not. We're literally going to take this with a pinch of salt.
Okay, so we are prepared with our whiteboards. So how this game's going to work is we've got viewer submitted kind of who's more likely, Mr. and Mrs. style questions.
Yeah.
We will not look at each other's answers.
No.
We will answer the question with either Rhys or Ruby. If we match, we will do a little dance. And if we don't match, we will that and / or we will plead our case and we will talk about why we vote. And we'll talk about why if we agree as well. Who's most likely to get the most drunk on a night out? Please remember my kids watch this. Okay.
Are we showing the camera or each other?
We'll show the camera first. Okay. 3, 2, 1. We'll have to look as well. Oh,
I knew that was going to happen.
That's fair.
Because recently I've been getting so drunk and I'm just like, I don't even remember leaving. But then I know how drunk you can get when you ring me at 5 p.m. outside my house drunk.
That didn't happen. No. You're imagining it.
Yeah, I drank.
I think we both like to drink.
Yeah, at least, do you know what? That could have been, like, we're obviously not going to get offended by any answers. But imagine if one of us did, we're not, but hypothetically. Yeah. At least we're like, we've just picked ourselves.
Yes, yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Saves anyone from offence, that's okay. Who is more likely to fall over on a night out? 3, 2, 1. We got... Yeah. And I think
because I fell over very recently.
It did happen.
And I've never seen you fall over.
No, I did fall down the stairs onch.
Oh, no, and you fell over there when you were on the phone to me.
Yeah, okay. But I have fallen in the club. But normally I go into that embarrassment mode and just walk as fast as I can and pretend no one's seen it.
But that's like who's like if we're
I think you're more clumsy than I am.
Oh, I am. But weirdly, like I've always fallen over when I've not worn like heels or heeled boots. Like I used to wear them back in the day.
Yeah.
Back in my youth. And never fallen over. Wore trainers. There we are. Because I think I'm okay and then I'm not. Who's most likely to book a spontaneous holiday?
Okay. Can we add some music?
Yeah.
TJ. Jordan, cue the music. Oh, Jordan. 3, 2, 1. Yeah, I think.
I just because I'm really spontaneous. Like
I prefer the plan ahead.
Yeah, no, I know.
Stuff.
Yeah,
and like I'd rather book months in advance and go. I'd love to book a random holiday. Like I'd love to be like.
If you got surprised with one, like, we're going in a month.
No, we did when I was very little. My mum surprised us that we were going to America in like 2 days. The next day.
I mean, you're a kid then, but now as an adult, you have more control on like where and why you want to go somewhere. If I turned around and was like, "Oh, we're going to Spain next week," I would never do that because I know you. But I was someone who didn't really know you.
If it was a week, I think I could be fine with a week.
Yeah.
But I couldn't do days.
I could do tomorrow.
My auntie goes on these random
Financially,
like,
no,
one-day
but
trips.
yeah.
Does a lot of them, and she's just come
I'm just
back
gonna
from
use my
Vienna,
sleeve. Yeah.
Venice, one of those.
Vienna.
She went for like 2 days and
I
came back.
don't like. I do, but I also am like, what's the point? It's
Yeah.
like so much traveling. Just why don't get people to go to New York for 4 days?
Oh, see,
Don't.
it's the flights thing. I think is the biggest thing
It's
for me.
just
I
such
think
a
I could
waste.
do it for 4 days if the flight wasn't so long.
Yeah. Oh no, you could physically do it for 4 days, but I think if it's your first time going to New York, you need a
gotta
week.
have, yeah.
Like honestly, I wouldn't go there for a week again unless I was going with friends.
Who is more likely to end up on Strictly first? And we'll have a follow-up question after this.
Keep dancing.
I've just thought about my answer and I think I might be wrong. But anyway, 3, 2, 1. Yeah, see, I said
No,
that.
how is that wrong? I'm not going to be on Strictly
But-
ever.
But then I thought about it. And technically I have dance experience.
Yeah, way more than me.
But they're less likely to take me on because I've got
No,
very
no,
limited.
no. ALS.
Yeah.
Two of them I think have been on there.
You only have like 1 or 2 proper dancers each season. I'm not saying I'm a proper dancer.
But like out of all the cast, they take on the people with the most experience, like maybe 1 or 2 of them. Yeah. No, Charlie D'Amelio went on Dancing with the Stars, and
Jojo Siwa.
She is professional. She's going to the Big Brother house.
Yeah, yes, I did see that announcement. Just a drags going on.
I did see that. I was weak. I was like, oh. Who's more likely to adopt a random animal?
Ooh. Yeah, okay. Got it. Okay. 3, 2, 1. Haven't seen some of the guys you bring home. They're pretty close to strange animals.
Do you know who's going to clip that? Kane.
Yeah.
He will absolutely say Munter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then also I think
I'm just obsessed. I just thought cat. I love dogs.
Yeah, I was going to say it'd be a cat.
Because I have a cat.
I don't know. I think I'd be more likely to take a dog home.
But then random can mean anything. Like, would I see a parrot and be like, you coming over with me?
I really want a parrot.
I would love a parrot.
But I'd want it to be a performing parrot. Like, I'd want it to speak everything.
Yeah,
but I know it's not as common as
absolutely
as
not. Other people can have them, but I would never have one in my house.
They're apparently really hard to look after.
Yeah, and I don't like birds in cages. I think it's cruel.
Who would be more likely to walk out of a bit of R&R first? Which of us would be more likely to walk out?
Like, quit?
Yeah.
I can't answer that.
I can't answer.
I know exactly what your answer is.
I think we should put someone. We're not going to take offence.
Hey.
But then it's a lose-lose, isn't it? Because if you put yourself, you look bad. And if you put the other person, they look bad.
Yeah.
So, right. So, who is most
likely
to
Can I look at yours first?
Walk out of a bit of R&R first? 3, 2, 1.
Yeah!
Yeah, we both think I'm unreliable.
Let's give reasons really quickly and then we'll move on. But my reasonings were, and honestly, I thought, you have such a busy lifestyle.
Okay.
And I thought, what if Rhys Reviews like really what if Rhys Reviews really took off? And then obviously I know you're a teacher.
Yeah.
So I was like, if I have to come up with any reasoning, that would be my reasoning.
That's fair. For me,
I thought it's probably going to be me.
I would be angry at you for being late and have a strop more than anything.
Yeah, it does sound accurate.
So that's why I thought me. I'm not saying I would ever walk out.
No, you'd obviously give me.
But not that I want to, but I feel like...
Oh, hang on, I think we had different... Oh, we had completely different reasonings.
We had different reasonings, but we're the same person.
Yeah, but I was thinking of it more as in, like, quitting. You actually meant physically walking out of an episode.
No.
Oh, you did mean quitting. Yeah. Okay.
So,
who would have a strop on it?
Yeah.
Me.
So we're going to play slightly different, keeping in the same sort of, like, who knows who best, or do we know each other well?
Yeah.
We've seen it done online. I've seen it done by Smosh with more people, but we're going to try it with 2 people. So what's going to happen is we're going to ask each other questions. We're going to have our own answer, and the other person's going to write what they think is the answer, and then we're going to try and get matched.
Okay.
First question for this new game is, what did Rhys want to be when he was a child? In primary school, what did Rhys want to be? A WWE wrestler.
Of course you did.
That was what, and maybe the first year of high school as well. That was what I was going to do. That's why I started judo. That's why I did wrestling, because I wanted to be on WWE.
I mean, dreams can still come true.
Do you mean, look at Nathan Whiteburn. He's now a wrestler.
Mm-hmm.
So there's nothing stopping me. But what did? Can you imagine if R&R always have a wrestling match?
Absolutely not.
Okay. Fine. Moving on.
What do you think I put? Just quickly, quick fire.
I think from what you've said, it's going to be something really mundane, like a postman. A vet. Why?
I have no clue. Do you know what my brain was like? We just talked about animals. And
that was stuck in your brain.
Yeah.
Okay.
What did I want to be when I was young?
Okay.
I'm going to do high school.
High school?
Yeah. So 25 years ago. Actually, if you get it. Wait, you've written 2 words.
Well,
No, but
there was something, and then I thought it might have changed because you said high school, but like they're connected enough to be a similar thing. It'll make
hopefully
sense
these are connected enough.
Well, hopefully
mine's 2 words, so I'm like,
okay,
yeah.
Right, and the answer is
fashion designer. Stop it.
No. I realised
he's writing on his boards. He's cheating.
I just forgot to circle a letter, so it was just an open. I put a singer/actor.
What?
I thought I had a memory of you saying, and I'm sure it was you, that in high school you really loved to sing, and like you did
always
the shows in school, and I thought that's what you wanted to be. So I wrote singer when you asked the question, and then when you said high school, I thought maybe in high school you had a bit like I don't think I can make a singer, and then went, maybe I could be an actor.
I've acted not like I would maybe if I got an opportunity now. It's not been my dream. Singer, though, you're not far off. I actually did think when I was younger. That's a memory that I've lost. I'd love to do because I did like the Welsh National Opera.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I thought
so. I kind of did like, and I always sang in front of my
musicals
and
the shows.
Family.
So I thought that's why I thought singer.
You got a point.
I don't, because it's not a fashion designer.
Yeah, true. But no, that was my dream, and then my dad ruined it.
Really?
It was like, it's not money in it. I could have been a fashion designer.
No.
Like, what I've learned is don't ever listen to my dad when it comes to jobs.
What is Rhys's biggest fear? What is he most scared of in life?
I know this answer. I call a friend.
Nathan? No, he didn't answer. I actually think you might know this.
I do, and I
think you might overthink it.
Biggest fear.
Like, what am I most scared of? What makes me scared? Actual answer is the dark.
I knew it was.
I get really terrified, especially at night time walking home. It fills me with so much fear. What did you put?
Kind of funny. It's not the same, but you could kind of understand.
Okay.
Small spaces.
Small spaces?
I guess they're dark.
I'm not a big fan of small spaces.
Yeah.
Like, if I could avoid them, I would.
From thin air, I didn't really.
That's fine. I quite like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then I don't think anyone likes them, to be fair.
I'm not a big fan. I'm not like I love small spaces.
You're not claustrophobic?
I'm not claustrophobic, Darren.
What's my phobia?
When a cat joined us when we were pre-drinking. My garden.
Yeah, Keith.
And we thought it was Keith. Keith was really lost from Nicky Knocker's house. It was the Nicky knockoff version of Keith.
So these are the two that, like, it's either snakes or spiders.
I was going to write snakes.
I have to come up with anything as a snake. It got to a point where I couldn't even look at them on screen.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and now I can, and it's fine. And I kind of just, it's not that they could kill me. It's just the way they look. I don't like it. Triggered me. I went to the Big Cheese Festival about 15 years ago in Caerphilly.
Yeah.
And they had snakes there.
I was going to say, I was so confused with the connection. I thought you were like, obviously snakes with the big cheese. And I was like,
obviously at the castle.
Why did I not think about that? Am I giving more Mr. Tumble or Princess Diana today? 3, 2, 1. And I think I spelt it wrong. Yay, we match.
Mr. Tumble?
Yeah.
No, you spelled it right.
I thought I put an R in there. I don't know where.
But yeah, you are.
Yeah, I think it's from going from teaching. Because I put on my Mr. Tumble persona for teaching. Yeah. And I think it seeps into my everyday life.
Yes. Do you think I'm more Princess Diana or Mr. Tumble today? 1, 2, 3.
Oh, I thought you were in a very silly mood earlier, so I thought that was
Yeah.
a bit more
Do you know what? It's because I was in the blazer, so I feel a bit more royal.
Royal, formal.
Formal.
I just thought
I'm not anything like
you had a bit
of
of a funny 5 minutes, so I thought
It was a compliment, I guess, because I am funny. So
looking.
if I could see any musical right now,
Mhm.
which one would I see?
Okay. So like this is if like money, logistics, like all the musicals were in Cardiff, you had to pick one.
Yeah.
Okay, not the ones that not just the ones that are currently in, but
no, just any musical that ever exists.
Okay. I feel like this is an obvious question for me, for you,
I know.
for me to answer.
It's going to be the same. I know it is. 3, 2, 1, go. Yeah.
Yes. Snap. Can we have a little
Yeah.
thing? Like confetti or something.
I remember I was celebrating and you won it.
Yeah, I won.
Yeah.
I'm the first person in this competition to get a point.
Are you actually?
Yeah. We haven't matched.
Oh. What? Don't speak too soon.
Oh, that's true.
Oh, no, that is on. Oh, no, because
you're going to ask me and then we're going to do the other one. Okay. That was such a great question. So, I'm going to fire it back at you.
Wow.
If I could see any musical right now, what musical would I go see? Oh, I've stumped myself now. I see what you mean. Oh, I don't think you're going to get this. Okay, ready?
No, I'm not, because you wrote for like 10 seconds and I wrote for 10 hours.
3. Can I guess your answer?
Yeah.
If I go like this, so I can't see, if you show the camera, is it the Rocky Horror Picture Show?
No, do you want one guess or more?
I've just had one guess. So, more? Or should I just reveal mine?
Yeah,
Tina. What?
Yay! Tina the musical.
I always wanted to see Tina.
Yeah.
And I was in London once and the show cancelled and I wanted to see Tina, but it was a Saturday night in London. I could not afford a ticket, even with like all the money I had.
So absurd.
They're so expensive, and I understand why. The production value is amazing.
I get it, yeah.
But it should be more accessible, just in general, not just money, but the arts as a whole should be more accessible.
I so agree.
But yeah, so I was very close to seeing it once, and I couldn't go. So there's that.
Well, we should go. We talked about it in our musical episode.
We should do a London trip.
Yeah, I really want to see Tina Turner. I've seen the tribute.
Yes.
In the Millennium, that was amazing.
Yeah, I saw a tribute.
That was incredible.
Actually, it was Eva Divine, but very similar.
She's so gonna love that. What is my current podcast obsession?
So, like, what are you listening to right now?
Yeah. Okay. What am I obsessed with?
Okay. Ready? 3, 2, 1.
Oh,
okay.
Stay Relevant. Sam and Pete.
Sam and Pete.
Yeah,
he was the one who was on the Jungle. No, Strictly. He was on Strictly recently.
Strictly, and then Pete. So Pete is from Towie, went on Strictly. Sam is from Chelsea, went on I'm a Celeb.
And did Sam win I'm a Celeb?
Yeah.
Yes.
2023.
So I'm
not surprised you put that.
Yeah, I was gonna say because we've been talking about them pretty much non-stop.
God, yeah, they're just absolutely
since discovering they're like a relatively new
podcast like us kind of thing. Yeah.
And we just love this. I think we send each other the shorts.
Yeah.
As like I know we run a podcast, but we're also like big fans, especially shorts. I love a short.
I love a short.
So I thought.
No, they are great.
I mean, we do listen to both of them.
Yeah.
I thought this would be your answer, which is.
I'm not surprised because we have talked about them, and I think
we do love them.
When I found them, I was like, "Oh my gosh, it's like me and you." Vibes are very similar to us. Like I see a lot of like similarities when I watch it. It's very relaxed.
It's very relaxed.
They film at a bar, which I'm like kind of similar vibes. We really like them.
And if they are watching, and they do watch it, we would love to collab.
We would meet up, hang out.
Yeah, even just a hang out or like. We'd love to have them at some point when we start having guests.
Oh,
We'd love to chat to them. It'd be really fun.
I feel like we're going to have guests and then we're never going to stop. And then we're never going to be on our own again.
Yeah. But I think they'd be really fun. I think they seem like really good time people.
Yeah,
so
100%.
we'd have a good time.
Check them out though, guys.
Yeah. And if Staying Relevant are out there, we'd also love to be on there.
Oh my God, that's my dream goal for this podcast.
Dream guest for my podcast?
No, I want to be on this set. It's so cool.
Fair,
but
I think...
on a fest, who knows?
Yeah. So to kind of finish it off,
yeah.
What's my current cast?
Oh, it's just so easy.
It is, because we've talked about it a lot. Off camera as well.
Yeah.
Okay, ready? 3, 2,
Two,
1.
one. Sexted.
Oh, I see why you were sexted. I am
Yes.
obsessed with them. They're one of the only YouTube channels I've got the notify me when they
Oh, the
post,
bell.
apart from our own, obviously. But
Obviously.
every episode, and it always just makes me laugh. They're
Yeah.
just two people,
They're very
like
witty,
besties,
very
just
dry
having
humour.
fun.
Yeah.
Like
us.
But I do really enjoy them. But I have gotten really obsessed with the Internet's Boyfriends,
Mhm.
and when I've sent you a few of their clips, they just seem
Mhm.
so fun, and their stories are hilarious.
Yeah.
They just
have that natural wit.
Yeah.
Their chemistry together is great.
Yeah, and I absolutely
Another one I would collab with.
Yes.
And they're Irish, and I love Ireland, so like
Yeah, that'd be
little trip
fantastic.
to Ireland.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I think we've kind of shown that we do know each other fairly well.
We do.
We may not know everything about each other.
We'll do another one of these in 6 months' time.
Yes.
That would be fun. Yeah. 6 months
We
from
could ask what
April.
our favourite episode was and things like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we've shown we know each other fairly well.
Yeah.
But we are two very different people.
Mhm.
But we we are the bestest of friends, and that's why we work.
Yeah.
So I would like to little oh. But yeah, and I think that's.
It was a lush episode, wasn't it, Rhys? I loved doing that. And happy 2-year.
Happy 2-year friendship anniversary.
Is that like a
friendship anniversary?
I was like, how do you spell
Miranda
that?
coded. We just did that.
Very Miranda coded. But no, it was absolutely lush, and I
always a
to
joy.
film the next app.
So that's all the time we have on this week's episode.
It's been lush as always.
As always.
Happy friendship anniversary again. If you want to be involved in the pod, we do have an email, which is a bitofrr@gmail.com. We also have Instagram and TikTok, which is just a bit of R&R podcast. They're both the same, so we'll put them on screen for you. We'll link them below. We're also going to link Rhys's review page down below.
I had a great time.
Yeah,
and
it was lush.
Until next time, speak to you soon.
Bye.